It was 2004, September. Uh, I had to come to Canada. It's because I didn't feel really I was a part of Turkey. It's because of my ethnic and my, let's say, religious, but I'm not a religious person, but let's say religious views. Uh, that's why just didn't want to live in the country which I born and raised. So I preferred to come to Canada. And the reason I came to Canada, I would say it's one of the most segregated place. If you look at this map, the world map, it's just segregated. And huge land. And very little population. And I knew back then Canada is not set up on a nation, a pure nation. There's no Canadian thing. So if you're living here, you're Canadian. For me, everybody is Canadian here. Even now, I have already applied for Canadian citizenship, but I consider myself Canadian. So I said I'm from Turkey, but mostly I would say I'm from Canada. I'm trying to integrate Canada. Actually, it has been a little bit hard for me to integrate to Canada. It's because the jobs that I worked in Canada, it was really tough, and you need to face with very tough people. Sometimes it can be really ugly. When I first came, my first job actually was I had to go to a place called Chatham. So somebody picked us up. It was very cold, very snowy. It was 5 o'clock in the morning, I guess. And they start driving us to that area, Chatham. And all we needed to do was to pick some tomatoes from sort of a garden. And they really treated us very bad. I felt like I'm a slave. For the first time in my life, I felt like I'm a slave, not a human. The way they treated us was terrible. So I quit very same day. And I had to work in a car wash here. It wasn't that bad. And the owner was an immigrant as well. So I liked it. I liked the environment. I worked for 9 months. Then while I was working in there in the car wash, I met some different people working for different companies. Say a local company, limousine company. So I said, how can I be a limo driver? And they simply lead me. They said, okay, you need to do this, do that, and you'll get your license, and you just come and we'll help you. And thankfully, they helped me, and I got my license. By the way, you need to go through 4 examinations to be a limo driver. So everything is hard. Just to be a limo driver, you have to go through 4 examinations. But luckily, I had known, by then I had some English, so I was able to pass the English proficiency examination for limo drivers. And I worked for that company for 3 years almost. When I first came, I came here as a student. That was, it's because I just wanted to get away from Turkey. So I found a place here who teaches English in Toronto. And that was my, how would you say, excuse or cop out to reroute immigration, because I just didn't want to stay in Turkey anymore, and it was big trouble for me. So yeah, I came here, then I applied, or I claimed refugee status. Then government, yes, I had for about 6 or 7 months government support, but then I didn't want to take it because I felt like it's making me lazy, and it wasn't really helping the situation. I didn't come to this land to be a burden. I came here to integrate, to be a part of nation. I wanted to feel how it feels. So that's why I just said, okay, I should open the door and go out and start working, whatever it is. Either as an engineer or somebody who works in the garden, doesn't really make any difference. As long as you're the part of this society and you're surviving. It's all about survival. I'm happy in Canada, but now I have some different, what do you call it? I'm missing my family. I'm missing my memories. I'm missing everyone. Because they're there. Even though they're still on the same planet, but they're there. I can't even call them whenever I want to. There are 7 hours differences between Canada and Turkey. So, in that sense, yeah, I'm happy in the sense that I'm here, and at least my kids are going to be happy, happier than me probably, but not me in that sense. So it's hard to be away from your family, and if it's something that's going to happen forever, then, and if you know that you're not going to go back, they're going to be there and you're going to be here, it's hard. It's a tough question, but I want to stay. If I have to give just one answer, yes. I have a job offer. It's a beautiful thing to have a job offer as an engineer, not a tomato picker. I don't know what it's called, or a limo driver. So it's a great thing, and that was one of my goals, to come here and integrate and get a job, which I think I will be way better than driving a cab, and so I guess I will stay. Canada is a beautiful country. Land is beautiful, but we have problems. If I say immigrants always have problems. If you're an immigrant, it's tough. It's tough to be an immigrant. You have a tough life. It's because not everybody is welcome. And not everybody is aware of an immigrant's life. If people knows that an immigrant is facing a lot of problems, in terms of economical problems, social problems, then I don't think people will try to hurt them. They would rather help them, but they're not aware of it, and not everybody is. It's. I would say it's all about education. I've seen, and I draw my cap. I've seen different part of the society, very rich people, very poor people. I've heard different problems from Canadians, and yeah, I've seen some bad people as well. I've seen some racist people who's just, you can say, who has got no role, and but I don't know how to explain this, but it's overall I would say Canada is a beautiful country. Canadians as a nation, they're welcome. If I need to compare them to European people, I mean, I've never been to Europe, but my relatives' experience, and I mean, you can see the things going on in Europe. So Canadians are one of the best.